Greetings and salutations. So we're back here in the room. While I'm back here in the room, Elaine has gone outside. Turn the volume on the television. So let me tell you, I just wanted to share with you guys. Of course, now the AC kicks on. It hasn't kicked on the whole time I've been here. So we went to this place in Minneapolis here. It was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it's called The Wienery. And it is definitely a dive bar. I mean, not a dive bar, but a dive, just a dive. There's no bar. So let me tell you about the experience. So the experience was, I didn't think at first that anybody was actually in there. Like I thought it was closed because it sits on the kind of like the corner. And then there's like a little empty lot kind of in between with a couple of chairs in it. It's a funky looking building, really super funky. And then so Elaine walks up to the window. She's like, "No, there's somebody in there." So we walk in there. We walked in when there wasn't anybody in there. So we go to sit down. The guy comes up. Very nice people. They come up and they're like, "Hey, have you ever been here before?" We're like, "No." Like, okay, let's see. Let me explain how this works. So then they explained to us, like, you order the type of hot dog that you want, whether you want it boiled, fried, whatever. And they have vegan dogs. They have all kind of different hot dogs. I took a picture of the menu in case you're interested. You can look at that. So and then you choose your toppings, what kind of dog that you want. So it could be the Maxwell Street, it could be the picnic dog. It had a whole long list and the description was right next to it. So we sit down at the bar and then he hands you two empty cups and he's like, the beverages are self-serve, they're $2 a piece. So we go up to the pop machine. The pop machine is just pop. It's 4 different kinds of pop and there's no ice. But it's okay because it comes out ice cold. So you know what? Ice just gets in the way anyway. Not that big of a deal. It's whatever it is. So I say, hey, because I have to go to the bathroom, of course, because I'm elderly and I have a weak bladder. So I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, hey, I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see any restrooms in here. Yet there's counter space and dining space here. It's like a little shotgun spot. So they have a couple tables on the left and then there's the counter. You sit at the counter on the right. I said, do you guys have access to a public restroom? And he's like, oh yeah, you got to cut through the kitchen and it's downstairs in the basement. Right there. I should have just held it, but I have a weak cat. And so she wasn't going for it. So she's like, we got to do what we got to do. So I followed the little guy through the kitchen. He said, now you got to watch your step. He's like, because there's a lot going on in the basement. And there was a lot going on in the basement. So you go downstairs in the basement. First of all, the steps are like the height of 2 steps in one. So for somebody that's already kind of sort of a fall risk, it's a little scary. It's a little scary because you had to kind of drop down with each step. So I finally get down into the basement. He's like, you just curve around to your left, in the bathroom is right there. There's not a bathroom. It's a commode inside of a wooden box that has a door that doesn't really shut. It swings back and forth. So you kind of have to hold it. And then the commode, first of all, in the basement, there's a washing machine in the basement, which was, I'm not really, it's sitting in the middle of the floor, amongst other things that were down there, just like, it's a cellar, basically. And then there were exactly 1 million flies down there, giant horse flies, giant. Like, so many flies down there, I thought there was a dead body down there. Might have been a dead body, I don't know. But interestingly, there were no flies upstairs. So whatever they're doing to maintain their property when I say that, it's like a fly mecca in the basement. It's a fly mecca. Anyway. So I go back upstairs, and at this point, I tell Elaine, I'm like, I don't know. But Elaine's always like, this is part of the adventure. It's part of the story. And I'm like, yep, hepatitis is going to be part of our story. But then I'm like, no, no, don't think like that, because who knows? This place might be magical. So we order the hot dogs, and they bring our hot dogs. Again, very nice people. We order the hot dogs. Why are the hot dogs life altering? They were the bomb. And the weirdest one was, of course, the one I ordered, because I'm like, we're somewhere different. I don't want to get something that I would always get. So I ordered the one with the Zactacular with the coleslaw and the mushrooms. I would highly recommend it if you ever go to the Wienery. Um, I would also say too that if you're going to go to the Wienery, use the bathroom before you go. Um, and don't ever end up there drunk and have to go to the bathroom, because it's a death trap. So I'm going to give the Wienery. I'm going to say their hot dogs were pretty freaking spectacular. And then we got the story. The guy told us a story about Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and he actually had a little story about where the first day that they filmed, this was like 9 or 10 years ago, that when they came and filmed the first day, Guy Fieri was so drunk that they had to cancel that shooting and shoot like 2 days later because he couldn't gather himself together. And thankfully, they don't still have Guy Fieri's dead body in the basement where he'd been drunk and tried to go to the bathroom. So anyway, yeah, if you're in Minneapolis, I would recommend stopping through because it was worth it. But again, take my advice: don't go to the bathroom.